Hello everyone, it's Anna, also known as that Star Wars girl, and I am back with another recap of Star Wars Resistance. Now, I got a little break. My sanity was a little bit restored, and now we're just gonna jump back into this. We left on a note of them finding a First Order base. Kaz, the main character, and Poe went, and then they found out that it was going to get blown up, and Phasma came, and we got to see Resistance Leia, who's not Leia. Well, she's supposed to be Leia, but she's the Disney version of Leia. Not a fan. Now, before I get too far into this, everyone asks me, I see this all the time, and people kind of go off on me about it. They're like, if you don't like the show, don't watch it. It's a kid show. It's like, yeah, you know what? The Clone Wars was a kid show too. So was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Hey Arnold was a kid show. Rugrats was a kid show. They were all awesome shows with meaning behind every single episode. This rubbish that I have been watching, if you want to say that children are stupid, then yeah, you could say that this is a kid's show. But in my experience with children, they are not stupid. They are actually very intelligent, and they absorb things like a sponge, which is why you can go back and watch kid shows like the Clone Wars, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like Hey Arnold, like Rugrats, like Doug. You can go back and watch those shows as an adult and see such, a deeper meaning behind some of the underlying plot points within those shows. Some of them are a lot more serious than others. Others are not. They're a lot lighter, but there's still importance within each episode. They're telling a story, but in a softer way so a child can understand and learn from it. Star Wars Resistance is not doing that. So using the excuse that it is a kid's show as to why it is bad is not a good excuse, so stop using that. Your argument is invalid in my opinion by saying that, because kid shows, just because it's for children does not mean it has to be stupid. If anything, you have to put a lot more time and effort to think of how to tell a very important message in the softest way possible so that way a child can understand it. So don't use that excuse ever again. I will not accept that as an excuse as to why this show is bad. It is bad because the writing is bad. That is why it is bad. Now, getting into this episode, you left the first half of the first season on after this big epic battle. I didn't think it was epic. I found it kind of boring and slow, but and there was a lot of plot holes. Kaz should have not survived based on the explosion of the station, and he hid inside an asteroid, and he had time while his ship is about to be engulfed in flames as it's coming, literally touching the wings of his X-Wing. He had time to back up into an asteroid and park it. And then when Poe's just like, oh no, Kaz died and we lost Kaz. Oh, Kaz's like, oh no, I've just been chilling in this asteroid. And instead of pulling forward, he pulls back. Instead of pulling, if he's in a little cave in the asteroid, and that's what saved him, even though all the other asteroids exploded when they got engulfed in flames, he backed up into this, I'll use this, he backed up into, this little crevice, but, so that's what protected him, so the fire didn't get to his ship. But no, instead of going out, apparently this thing had a hole in it, so he just goes back out. He backs up out of the asteroid. It's he would have gotten engulfed in flames. He would have died. Plot holes. So we come off of that episode into the first episode of the second half of the season. We've had to take a break. You would think that this is going to be an episode that's going to set the tone for the rest of the season. Guess what this episode was about? I kid you not. Somebody wrote this and was like, you know what? Yes, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Let's make this an episode. They find some sea creature, some cute, adorable sea creature. They find the sea creature. Niku, the dumb alien, decides, it's gonna be my pet. And literally, you found this freaking creature at the bottom of the sea. Sonara was getting salvaging. She brought some ship up that they had to talk about how it was in the Clone Wars. So they make reference to the Clone Wars. I think that's a way to get people excited that it's coming back. pulled some ship out of the bottom of the ocean. Since you're on a planet that apparently there is no land, because they've never once mentioned land on this planet, there was a sea creature. Apparently, before they built, this base on this planet, nobody did research about the wildlife on this ocean. So apparently nobody knows that there's sea creatures on this planet. And nobody knows what type of sea creature this is. Because everyone the entire time is like, what is that? And then they think it's a good idea, Nico does, to think, this is my new best friend. I'm going to keep the sea creature. Alright. You found this creature living at the bottom of the sea. Don't you think it lives in the sea? It needs, water to survive? But no, apparently science does not apply. So he keeps this little sea creature. I want to find something fluffy so I can hold. All right. We're going to use, as I break stuff, we're going to use this job as a sea creature. He uses, so he's like, oh, my little pet, it's going to be my best friend. Apparently this thing doesn't need water to survive. It has no problem breathing oxygen, even though it has never been above the land, or above the sea before. Apparently no problems there. It wants to eat everything. Everyone's complaining that it smells bad. It's wreaking havoc because it's a wild animal. He doesn't take the time to train it. And then, oh my goodness, what's going on? Oh, Yeager gets mad. The animal takes off. So he's got to go and run and find his little creature. And he's throwing a fit because nobody wants him to keep this wild animal. So he's throwing a fit because nobody can help him. Nobody wants him to keep it. He lost it. It's off, loose in the station. So he's crying, saying he's going to quit. He's going to leave if he can't keep this wild animal. So then Kaz is like, I'm going to go see Sonara. So he goes to go see Sonara. She's talking because she's a spy. She was working, excuse me. She was working for the pirates. So now she's like sneak talking to the pirates and she's like, I'm a spy. And he's like, well, I got some information. We have images of the pilots that rescued you. And I think they're with resistance. So you need to find out more information about them. And so she's like, all right. Kaz shows up. Oh, how convenient. The person that she needs to talk to get this information, who just happens to be a complete idiot who probably is going to say too much and she's going to figure everything out. So then she's like, oh, let's go on another salvaging mission. And this kid's been basically hitting on her since the moment he met her. And, he's trying to give her lunch and whatnot. So he's just like, yeah, heck yeah, I'll go on a salvaging mission with you. So they go out on a salvaging mission on this little ship, and she's just like, I want to know about the people that rescued me because I can thank them. And I'm like, oh my, okay. There's one person the one spy, that actually knows how to be a spy, that actually knows the right things to say, and Kaz is just there like an idiot, babbling, and she's just like, yeah, it's a reasonable thing if you want to know about the people that rescued you. Makes sense. One intelligent damn character in the show. So, as she's trying to get the information out of Kaz, and Kaz is all tongue-tied, oh, yeah, there were pilots. One of them was, good-looking and whatnot, obviously referring to himself. And then, all of a sudden, a sea creature. They see a sea creature under the water, and it's a giant sea creature because you can see the shadow. So you're like, oh no, there's a freaking ginormous sea creature, and guess what? It's heading for the station. I wonder what it could want. I freaking wonder, guys. I wonder. So they have to race this giant sea creature, which doesn't matter how fast your ship goes, because this ship is not very fast. That's the giant sea creature that could probably go like this and be there in 1 instant. They're racing it. It's got all these giant tentacles, so you don't actually see the creature yet. All you see is the giant tentacles. They get to the station, and they're like, everyone, there's a giant sea creature. We all gotta run. We gotta hide. And then it cuts to Niku and Tam, and they're in the engineering with those knockoff Ninja Turtles that I told everyone about previously on a different Resistance episode. And so those two little kids that are hiding, that are runaways from, the First Order, they're there, and they have the little sea creature. And the little girl, all of a sudden, they're prophets. They have dreams and they can tell the future. So, the little girl's like, I had this dream, and this little creature is going to be the destruction of this barge or of this station. it's what's coming for it is all of our doom. And Niku's happy right now because he has his little friend, but it's not going to last very long. And all creepy, but all of a sudden, yeah, these kids apparently, they have dreams. They can tell the future. Whatever they dream about happens. I guess that's important for plot. So, Niku's got the little creature. He's got his little creature. And they're just like, he's like, I will never let anything happen to you. And Tam's just like, all right, cool kids that live here with the Ninja Turtles. We're going to go up and see what the heck is going on. What's making all this noise? Because I wonder what it could be. So they go. And then the tentacle, apparently the tentacle can sense the little sea creature. So they're standing next to a window, Tam and Niku with the little creature, and the tentacle, the creature's attacking the barge, and the tentacle apparently has eyes and can see or sense the sea creature through the window, and it's looking at it. So Tam calls Cass, and she's like, it wants to hunt the sea creature. It's gonna eat it. And Niku's like, no, it's not gonna eat it. Nobody notices that the little tiny sea creature has the exact same coloring as the gigantic sea creature. And you would think, being that it is in the ocean, that there are hundreds, if not thousands of different types of animals it would hunt. Nobody thinks that it could possibly be its freaking baby. No, not the first logical choice. Not that any child would be able to look at it and be like, huh, that's a golden retriever puppy. Oh, look, that bigger dog looks exactly like it, just bigger. I wonder if it's its mother. No. Plot, logic, out the window. With characters that they have shown are intelligent and actually, can think. I'm losing my words because it's so incredibly frustrating. Who the heck thinks, oh, this sea creature has hundreds of thousands of miles of ocean and is coming to the one place with people. It's never attacked before. It's never bothered anyone before. But since we have this freaking sea creature here, now it's coming. Nobody thinks that it could possibly be its mother. No one has ever encountered an animal that has children that it's protective of. Kids are not going to believe that. Unless someone has lived in a box that has had no, contact with the outside world outside of this box, they are not. Everyone is going to know. The first thing, oh, it's its freaking mother. Come on. So then, finally, Niku figures it out. And I'm skipping over 10 minutes of the plot just to get to where I'm about to get. Niku figures it out. Takes 10 freaking minutes, and they're trying to make it all tense, even though everyone that is going to be watching this is going to know that that is the mom of the little sea creature, which apparently can survive out of water. So then Niku goes and takes the baby and is like, here! And as he's handing it to the mom, nobody else is understanding what is going on. That he is presenting the baby to its mother. Nobody is noticing that they look exactly alike. That they have the exact same coloring, the exact same patterning on their skin. That they have the same exact eyes. Nobody, except for the stupid alien, is understanding this. So, he gives the baby to the mom, and the mom goes away. And they're like, oh, that's its mother? Oh my god, that giant thing is that little thing's mother? It's like, yes, it is. It is. Come on. You have proven before that you are capable of logically thinking. But no. Apparently this is beyond everyone. Apparently the only person on this barge that has ever witnessed a mother with its child is the alien. Logic out the window. And that, guys, that was the first episode of the second half of the first season of Star Wars Resistance. That was the setting, that was the tone of the episode. That was it. You want to tell me you're just being overcritical because it's a kid show. Do you want to know what the first episode of freaking the Clone Wars was about? It was about Yoda and the introduction of the clones working with the Jedi in the Clone Wars and then going on a mission of survival. Then there's the other episodes. The first couple of episodes is with Anakin and Ahsoka, and they're going to go save, oh my god, what is his name? Of course, I'm completely blanking. Oh my god, I just watched this. Anyway, it's about Anakin and Ahsoka going to go save another master from dying, and him and his clones. And then the next episode is them trying to find this weapon that General Grievous is hiding, and he's destroying all the ships that come to see it because he doesn't want anyone to know because it's going to be this ultimate weapon. And then they trick Padme into going, so then they have to save Padme. That's the Clone Wars. Comparing that with Star Wars Resistance. I don't understand what they're thinking. I really don't. If you are going to put your time and money into something, why is it meaningless? Why would you waste money and resources on making something as ridiculous as this? If you were trying to do a comedy show and just have it be about nothing, then I understand what you're doing. It's not a smart move because Star Wars means something. And the stories that Star Wars told before all of this nonsense, every episode had a purpose. Even the filler episodes had a purpose. Even the filler episodes of the Clone Wars, when it was just Yoda teaching the Padawans they have to go into the caves to find their crystals for their lightsabers, and it was about them facing their fears, and once they do that they're able to find their crystal. And it wasn't pushing the plot with Anakin and Ahsoka. It was just an episode that was part of the Star Wars universe that explained to you the process of training Jedis. And it was an amazing episode. It's, like I said, it's not, a plot-moving episode. It's one of those little filler episodes, but it was important. I will always remember that episode. And this nonsense, it's just a waste. It's such a waste with all the money that they have. Why are they doing this? Why not make something that's going to change the world? This just... I'm done. I'm done talking about this. Everyone, have a great rest of your day. And may the Force be with you, because we are really going to need it.